Hello senior one, how are you all? Today I'll talk about ionic equation. Some chemical reactions like neutralization reaction. When an acid reacts with a base, it's called neutralization reaction. For example, when sulfuric acid reacts with sodium hydroxide, forming sodium sulfate and water, H2SO4 plus 2NaOH gives Na2SO4 plus 2H2O. This reaction is called neutralization reaction because the properties of acid and base disappear when they react together. Number 2, precipitation reaction. Example number 1. When adding potassium chromate K2CrO4 to silver nitrate AgNO3, the silver chromate is precipitated Ag2CrO7. And this reaction is can be written by K2CrO4 plus 2AgNO3 gives 2KNO3 plus Ag2CrO4. When he asked for the ionic equation, it can be answered 2K plus CrO4 negative 2 plus 2Ag positive plus 2NO3 negative gives 2K plus 2NO3 negative 1 plus Ag2CrO4 doesn't change because is precipitated. The mole. Any substance may be found in the form of atoms, molecules, or formula units. It's a molecule, atom, or formula unit. Example, Fe it's called single atom. Co it's called molecule. CuCl it's called formula unit because it's an ionic compound. Atom is the simplest building unit of any metal which participates in the chemical reaction. Molecule is the simplest fundamental part of matter which can exist free. How to calculate the mole of elements? First, we must find molecular mass. The molecular mass is the sum of the masses of the atoms forming molecules of the compound. Example, the molecular mass of carbon dioxide CO2 is the sum of two masses of two oxygen atoms and one carbon atom. So we can find the molecular mass 12 plus 16 times 2. 16 times 2 plus 12 equals 44 gram. Mole and the mass of matter we calculated before. The mole of carbon dioxide equals 44 gram. So when we use 44 gram of carbon, it means that we used 1 mole of it. How to know the number of moles in any matter? The number of moles equal the mass of the matter divided by the mass of 1 mole. What's meant by the mole? The mole is amount of substance that contains Avogadro's number of particles, molecules, atoms, ions, formula units. The molar mass is the atomic mass or molecular mass or the mass of formula expressed in grams. The mole of oxygen in the form of atoms is 16. Calculate the mass of 0.1 mole of water. First, we must calculate the molar mass of water. H2O, H1 times 2 plus 16. So, the molar mass of water equal 18 gram. 1 mole of water equal 18 gram. So, 0.1 mole of water equal 0.1 times 18 equal 1.8 gram. Now, I'll talk about the mole and Avogadro's number. Avogadro's number is the number of atoms, molecules, ions, or formula units which are found in 1 mole. To calculate the number of moles by using Avogadro's number of moles equal number of particles divided by Avogadro's number. Example number 1. Calculate the number of carbon molecules and 48 grams of carbon. C equal 12 is given, C equal 12. The mole of carbon, C equal 12 plus 12 equal 24. And because the carbon is it's given, it's a diatomic element. So the mole of carbon, the mass of carbon 12 plus 12 equal 24. So the number of moles equal 48 divided 24, so it's equal 2 moles. The number of molecules equal 2 times Avogadro's number, and it's given 6.02 times 10 to the power negative 23. Example number 2. Calculate the number of carbon atoms in 50 grams of calcium carbonate. Calcium 14, C 12O 16. The mole of calcium carbonate 40 plus 12 plus 16 times 3 because we have 3 atoms of oxygen. So the molar mass of calcium carbonate 100 gram. 100 gram contains 50 gram of calcium carbonate equal half mole of calcium carbonate equal half mole of carbon. So the number of atoms equal half times Avogadro's number.